Welcome to this mindful movement meditation practice for moving the hands and the wrists. And I'm going to lead it as a meditation with a few different movements and inviting you to bring awareness to your body and to your thoughts and your emotions as you move. As you can see, I've got my hands resting on a cushion, and you may find that helpful to have the hands resting on a cushion, or feel free to just have them resting on your lap. And I'll lead it in a sitting position, but if you want to do the meditation in a standing or even laying down posture, then feel free to adapt the guidance. As with all mindful movement, just a word of self-care, just to take care of your own body. We've all got different capabilities and limitations, and if you have any pain or discomfort, particularly in the hands or the wrists, then just take care of your body. Don't push or overstretch or overstrain as we move. All the movements are very safe and very gentle. So they shouldn't cause any injury at all, but just taking care, just listening to your body and making sure that you don't overstretch or overmove. So first of all, let's just pause. Let's just connect with our breath as well, inviting you to close your eyes if you want to, or lowering the gaze. And just notice the breath. Bring your attention to feeling the breath inside as you breathe, noticing the in-breath and the out-breath. And you might want to just take a slightly deeper, wider, fuller breath or two. And a slow release on the out-breath. Just as a way of transitioning into the meditation. And then just allowing the breath just to return to its normal rate, normal rhythm. And with the hands resting on the cushion or your lap, just inviting you to bring awareness to your hands, focusing your attention onto the hands. Being curious about any sensations that are showing up in your hands. Maybe the warmth or coolness. Any tingly feelings or pulsatings. Noticing the contact that your hands are in, either with the cushion or each other, or maybe noticing the air around the hands as well. Kind of listening to your hands. And then inviting you to bring some movement into them. And you might want to keep your eyes closed, or you might want to open them, doing whatever's right for you. And just allowing some free movement into your hands. So maybe just shaking the hands, or jiggling, or stretching. And again, being quite creative or playful in how you want to do this. There isn't a right way or wrong way of doing mindful movement. It's just moving, being aware of movement and being aware of what shows up for you as you move. So doing whatever's right for you. And in a way, we are just kind of waking up and connecting with our hands. We're focusing by just bringing awareness in this way. And then just allowing the hands just to rest back down. And having the hands in a kind of open posture. And I find it quite useful to close my eyes when I'm doing this, but feel free to keep your eyes open if you want to. But inviting you, as you breathe in, allowing the hands just to open up in an open posture. And as you breathe out, allowing the hands or the fingers just to curl in a gentle curl, not a tight fist, but just a gentleness, opening as you breathe in. And as you breathe out, again, just allowing the hands to curl back down. So opening on the in-breath, stretching as is comfortable for you. And breathing out, allowing the fingers to curl. Opening, just taking care not to overstretch. The body likes to move, so it's good to get as much movement as you can, but we don't want to cause any injury or strain as you do so. So the breath kind of leads the way, and then the movement kind of follows. So the breath and the hands are kind of mirroring or kind of dancing together. They're working in coordination. And I tend to lead as I breathe in to open, but if you want to, you can try the other way, so closing as you breathe in and doing the kind of opposite breathing pattern to what I'm demonstrating. And just notice sensations as you stretch, holding at any point if you want to just feel into the stretch, just going at your own rate and rhythm, following your own breathing pattern. Notice all the tingles or sensations showing up, and being aware of thoughts as well, thoughts and emotions as you do this. Some people like the imagery, maybe an imagery of a flower opening as you breathe in and out, or maybe the waves on the beach can be quite a helpful illustration. Or maybe a word, just saying to yourself, opening, receiving and releasing, maybe. Just choosing what works for you. And bringing a bit of playfulness, you can change the position that your hands are in, so perhaps having them facing each other and doing the movement in this way as well, just noticing how that feels. To change the position of the hands, or turning the hands over as well can be. We're just bringing a bit of curiosity. And then just allowing the hands just to rest back onto the support. And just tuning into sensations in perhaps the palms of the hands, the fingers, noticing what's showing up in the hands. Do they feel more energized or more relaxed, maybe looser? Maybe slightly warmer? Maybe there's no change. Maybe there's not much showing up, and that's fine too. Just noticing that. Just allowing the hands just to rest. And also just being aware of the breath, still breathing in and breathing out. And then the next movement is finger tracing. So holding one hand up and just tracing with the index finger of the other hand. And again, it's a nice way of coordinating the breath and the movement together. So as you breathe in, just tracing up one side of the thumb, and as you breathe out, taking the finger back down again. So breathing in and breathing out. Noticing sensations both in the index finger and the finger that you're tracing as well. Again, the breath and the movement kind of dancing together. And just going at your rate, your rhythm of breathing. And when you're at the end of the little finger, then perhaps going the other way, just again breathing in on one side and breathing out as you take the index finger back down. You might want to sigh, breathe the breath out, and sensing the breath on your hand as you breathe. Again, just being curious and creative. And then changing hands when you've done the other. When you've done one hand, again, just breathing in and out. I'm curious about any thoughts that may come into your mind. Those thoughts like, am I doing this right? Or what's the point in this? This is boring, or this is interesting, this is really calming, maybe. All those thoughts that may be passing through the mind, just allowing them to be heard, noted, and just see if they want to flow away. In the same way as the breath is always coming and going, so thoughts will always be coming in and out of the mind, a bit like clouds in the sky. And after having traced, let's just go back to checking in with the hands again, perhaps closing the eyes, just noticing. And the next movement I'll demonstrate is finger flicking. So just taking one index finger and thumb together, just inviting you just to flick. And then moving through all the different fingers, just in your own time, just flicking. Notice that kind of action. Notice sensations as you do so. Perhaps noticing the sound that the flicking action makes, being curious, aware of that. If you don't like the flicking, then sometimes just pressing can be quite a helpful thing to do as well. So noticing if perhaps you prefer to just press, and then doing the other hand as well, just flicking or pressing. Closing the eyes if you prefer, or just looking at your fingers. And again, just resting after the movement, just noticing any sensations showing up, warmth, coolness, tingly feelings. And again, the breath, noticing the breath coming in and out, sighing or releasing. releasing the breath as is comfortable for you. And then the next movement is figure of 8, and inviting you to trace an 8, figure 8 on the palm of the hand. Some people prefer the palms. If not, perhaps trying the back of the hand as well, seeing which you prefer. But again, another nice movement for coordinating movement and breath together. So on the in-breath, just trace the top part of an 8. So breathing in, tracing, and then as you breathe out, draw the bottom part of the 8. And you might want to keep a light touch with your index finger, or you might want to press quite firmly. So being curious about what is pleasant for you or what's nicest for you. And again, coordinating the breath and the movement. So breathing in and breathing out. Just following your own breathing rhythm. And you might want to close your eyes and just really tune into the sensations as you trace. And then repeating the same movement on the other hand, on the other palm or back of the hand, trying out what suits you best. And again, just tracing on the in-breath, the top circle, and breathing out, sighing the breath if you want to, or just slowly releasing maybe. And this figure of 8 tracing movement, together with the finger tracing movement, can be quite a helpful movement if we're feeling agitated or mind is very, very busy, very chock-a-block with thoughts. It can be a very nice way of just calming the nervous system down, engaging the parasympathetic nervous system by just coordinating the movement and the breath together and bringing the attention out of our heads and perhaps more into the body. So it can be a tool that we can use in everyday life. Any of these movements actually we can use just in times that we might need to just feel a little bit more grounded or just come out of the busyness of the head. So just bringing awareness back to the resting position and just notice sensations in the hands. Notice your mind. Has it calmed down? Is it busy? Is it calm? Relaxed maybe? And your mood as well, noticing how you're feeling emotionally. Maybe calm. Maybe relaxed. Maybe agitated, and just noticing that there's not a right way or wrong way of being. It's just literally being aware of what's showing up for you and meeting whatever you find with a kindliness, non-judgmental attitude, or not having expectations of things being a certain way, just seeing if you can be happy with whatever is showing up for you. And just engaging with the breath again, just breathing in and breathing out. Feeling the expansion in the chest, Expansion as you breathe in and releasing as you breathe out. And then the next movement, just inviting you to put your hands together in a kind of prayer pose. And this movement is called prayer hands. So inviting you to, as you breathe in, moving the hands just to one side. As you breathe out, allowing the hands to come back to the upright position. And then going the other way as you breathe in. So breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and out. Try not to push or strain the hands, push with the upper hand too much, but just allow it to be a gentle, free-flowing movement. A bit like a pendulum on a clock, just going one way and outwards. And then perhaps allowing the elbow to join in with the movement, and just notice how that brings a change to the practice. And not worrying if the breathing and the movement don't coordinate perfectly. Just breathe and move together. There's no right way or wrong way of doing this. It's just breathing and moving together. And then once again, just allowing the hands just to rest on the cushion. Closing the eyes if that's comfortable. And just notice the breath coming in and breathing out. Receiving and releasing. And then we'll just do some wrist rotation. So holding the forearm of one arm, just allowing the hand to just rest down in a relaxed position, and try not to grip with the other hand, just allowing it to be supported. And then just rotating the wrist, rotating the hand, just allowing that rotational movement in the wrist, just doing perhaps maybe 2 or 3 in one direction and then going the other way as well. So notice that free movement of the wrist. And swapping hands when you've done 2 or 3 in each direction. Again, making sure you're not gripping. So much of our times we over grip, so just being aware of not having to grip, but just supporting. And again, just rotating, just in a relaxed, kind of fluid way, allowing that fluidity of movement. And there's no real breathing pattern here. Again, just allowing that free movement of the breath and the wrist, just free movement. And then again, just resting back down on the support, either the lap or a cushion, and closing the eyes. And then we'll just finish by putting the hands together and just, perhaps with the eyes closed, just really tune into the sensations in the palms of the hands. Just really noticing the contact of each hand. Again, notice if you're pushing, if you're over pushing, over gripping. Just have a lightness between the two hands. Just a gentle support for each other. Noticing the warmth and the contact. And then just inviting you to breathe in, sensing the breath in the nose and the breath as it travels down the throat, and perhaps just breathing gently out onto your hands. Maybe sending them a wave of gratitude for all they do for us. Noticing how we take them for granted, maybe, and not always fully appreciating all their complexities and how they enhance our lives. So just breathing gratitude. And then just allowing them to rest again, just on the support. And seeing if you can perhaps take some of this awareness with you into what follows next.